So now, UNICEF's country office in the Gambia is openly financing and bribing local journalists to produce, or rather invent, stories and content about so-called FGM atrocities around the country in order to influence Gambian legislators in their final vote on July 16th with respect to the Women's Amendment Bill 2024 to repeal the female circumcision ban. After a successful week of interviews with local Gambian Press, taking to task the undue influence of donor countries, UN agencies, and international NGOs, and on their false and exaggerated claims of harms and deaths supposedly related to female circumcision, as well as using financial inducements and threats to withhold aid. After a shamefully flimsy final report of the Joint Committee for Health and Gender was submitted to the National Assembly on Monday, July 8th, with zero references to medical and scientific evidence or research of harm, with the inability of the co-chair presenting the final report to produce a single evidence of death related to female circumcision. After our organization publicly exposed and called out the false and exaggerated and potentially defamatory made-up story of Jaha Dukure, who is the Western NGO poster child of an FGM survivor. UNICEF has now allegedly, according to documents that we have obtained, commissioned Gambian journalists to go out into the field and make up more content of FGM horror stories. Anti-FGM activists and UN agencies in the Gambia have had decades of unfettered access to collect health information, data, statistics, and horror stories from so-called FGM victims around the country. Since the female circumcision ban was passed in 2015, the anti-FGM industry has received millions and millions of dollars of funding to support local and international activists, yet they are unable to provide a single substantiation for their claims to this date, including the claims that the legal ban is working in the Gambia. UNICEF's own figures indicate that female circumcision is increasing, not decreasing, in the Gambia, and that the prevalence rate is increasing among younger girls as the practice is being driven underground. As a former senior and lead consultant for the country office here in the Gambia in the late 90s and early 2000s, I advised UNICEF and the government of the Gambia against any misguided attempts to outlaw a cultural and religious practice that is valued and upheld by the vast majority of women in the Gambia. That is an expression of women's equality, not inequality with men. I am especially shocked at the current actions of UNICEF and the Gambian journalists who are subscribing to this payoff. As the founder of Gambian Women Are Free to Choose, the only community-based organization that is focused on protecting the constitutional and fundamental human rights of circumcised women to equality with uncircumcised women and all men in the Gambia and around the world, I strongly urge UNICEF to apologize to Gambian women and to refrain from using local journalists to promote FGM propaganda that is harmful to the dignity and psychosocial and psychosexual welfare of women and girls. Gambian Women Are Free to Choose will publish our detailed response to the final report of the Joint Health and Gender Committee, where we will actually reference the wealth of medical, scientific, and other scholarly evidence and critiques of the WHO FGM discourse that support our position on the importance of repealing the female circumcision ban and restoring the right of circumcised women to exist and to practice and enjoy our culture and religion. My name is Dr. Fwambaisia Amadou, founder of Gambian Women Are Free to Choose, and I approve this message. Thank you.